Right now at 6, fallen trees, mudslides, road closures in the South Bay as the first in a series of storms soaks the area.
There was a tree that came into the road. You see some rocks kind of falling off the cliff up there.
A look at the trouble spots and what these storms are doing for our water supply. Plus, North Bay business owners anxiously watching rising floodwaters.
The landlord here had put some sandbags outside of the doors, but that was not helping.
How they are dealing with a new round of flooding after being hit hard by tides last month. And the Sierra is getting feet of much needed snow after a disappointing snowpack survey.
It's looking, we'll be all right. This is the Sierras. It's only February. We got plenty more coming.
The messy holiday travel conditions and the chance of some snow on Bay Area peaks.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Hi there, I'm Sarah Donchie in for Juliette Goodrich tonight. Today is a first alert weather day. You can see the radar all lit up with what's left of the storms soaking the Bay Area on President's Day. And it's just the first round in a wet and windy week ahead. The rain has been causing a lot of problems across the Bay Area. Our photographer Alex Montano caught the aftermath of a spin out this afternoon on Highway 24 in Orinda. This was the westbound lanes near the BART station. Emergency crews were there. You could see it created some traffic. No word yet on whether anyone was hurt there, but CHP did tell us they have seen multiple of these spinouts on Highway 24 today. They're asking everyone to slow down, even if the rain is looking light at the time you're driving. And this is a live look from Alex's camera right now. He's driving on Highway 4 toward Antioch. Things looking drier right now, and the roads looking clear, which is always nice to see. We've also seen some trees down in Los Gatos. More than 24 customers lost power after a tree fell onto the old Santa Cruz Highway and took utility poles right down with it. We saw crews working to clear the road. PG&E estimates power will be restored around 8 p.m. tonight, so just a few hours now. Here's a live look at some of our cameras across the Bay Area right now. We're seeing clouds across San Francisco, Oakland, and San Jose. Don't expect to see much sun this week either. We want to bring in Chief Meteorologist Paul Hagen with a look at how much rain we got and what's still headed our way. There were periods of time where it was pretty heavy rain.
Yeah, it was coming down at a good clip last night and for much of today. A little break in the action for now, but there's more to come. Let's take a look at First Alert Doppler and where the rain has been going over the past couple of hours. And I'm going to show you the loop here over the past 2 hours exactly. And you can see the bulk of the heaviest rain has been moving farther and farther off to our east. But we still have some light to moderate rain showers that are moving into the North Bay and going to make their way farther and farther to the south across the Bay Area as we go through the rest of tonight. So even when we're in a dry-ish break, we're not drying out entirely. Futurecast as we go through the rest of this evening and through the first half of tomorrow morning shows off and on showers possible past midnight, but it's the pre-sunrise hours of tomorrow morning. That's where we're going to be tracking the next wave of heavier rain, including some heavier downpours for the morning commute on Tuesday. And this is going to be accompanied by some gusty winds, so allow plenty of extra time for that morning commute on Tuesday. So we're going to add up more rain on top of what has already fallen. Here's what has already fallen. Storm totals over the last 48 hours range from just over an inch of total rainfall in Livermore to approaching 1.5 inches of rain in San Francisco and San Jose, just over 1.5 inches for Santa Rosa, over 3 inches of rain around San Rafael, and approaching 4 inches of rain in Ben Lomond. At this point, the winds are not all that strong. Maximum sustained winds are in the 15-mile-an-hour range, and the strongest gusts at the moment, none of the automated points across the Bay Area reporting any gusts. That will change. We'll track those wind gusts hour by hour coming up with the full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. Today's storm had steady rain, gusty wind, few minor problems in the South Bay. But so far, it seems like it's hitting a sweet spot. A lot of water for our reservoirs. That's a good thing, with limited impacts across the San Jose area. Our Len Ramirez is live along the Guadalupe River with more details. Len?
That's right, Sarah. This is a location with historic flooding when it has come down over the years. But you can see behind me the water level still well below any kind of flood stage. So, as you mentioned, this has been kind of a beneficial storm. It's doing a lot to increase our water supply and the minimal impact so far. Storm damage showed up at the entrance to Alum Rock Park, where a large tree toppled overnight, blocking one lane of the roadway and forcing officials to close the park to vehicle traffic. In the Santa Cruz Mountains, a minor mudslide partially covered Alma Bridge Road, one of several small slides reported around the region. There were also scattered power outages as winds picked up overnight. For some drivers, plans to enjoy the scenery on this President's Day holiday were cut short. Cars drove up only to turn around at the closure signs. But not everyone was deterred. Andrew got into the park on foot for his morning jog.
There was a tree that came into the road. You see some rocks kind of falling off the cliff up there. So yeah, it's closed.
At Penitencia Creek, water flows are up, but still comfortably within the banks. Birds and ducks enjoying the abundance of fresh water. And much of the water is being saved. At nearby percolation ponds, the runoff is recharging into the groundwater basin, while surface storage at local reservoirs is also being replenished. Officials with the Valley Water District say this season's on-again, off-again storm pattern is helping keep supplies steady.
We had a wet start, and then we've been dry ever since. So it's nice to see that rain come back. You know, for our reservoirs right now, we're just a little bit below historical average for this time of the year, but we expect those next storms that are coming in to, push that over the 100%.
Matt says the real key is the snowpack in California's statewide reservoir system.
Snowpack is a little troubling, but of course we're hoping for the next week that we're going to see a big increase in the snowpack.
And so, after weeks of dry weather, a wet pattern is here and settling in. And so we are enjoying a little bit of a dry patch right now. It hasn't rained for a couple of hours here in downtown San Jose, but Sarah, we know that the rain is coming, and officials will be looking at the water supplies and especially the snowpack, particularly between now and April, when the last snow survey is done, to really determine how much water Northern California will have.
We definitely need it, but these dry breaks are nice too. Len, thank you so much. Low-lying areas in the Bay Area are under a coastal flood advisory. This is a look at the floodwaters earlier today by the Heath Ceramics factory in Sausalito. The flooding also impacting other businesses in that area, including a longtime restaurant. Brad Hamilton talked to the owner, who's still recovering from last month's extreme tides.
As the rain picked up this morning and the water started to rise, Regina Diaz couldn't help but hold her breath.
We've seen how the tides are just getting worse and worse. Difficult to operate the restaurant because customers cannot come in.
The owner of Anchorage 5 restaurant in Sausalito has been in this spot for 23 years. She's seen other businesses come and go, but they've never worried about being displaced themselves until last month.
The landlord here had put some sandbags outside of the doors, but that was not helping. We started seeing the water coming in through all the 3 doors.
This was flooding around the family-owned restaurant on January 3rd. For 4 days, the business was shut down, costing them thousands. Regina says they've become all too aware of the forecast. They flat out dread days like this one.
But I am scared. It's like now we're watching how high is it going to be? Is this going to be good enough?
Besides an army of sandbags supplied by our landlord, Diaz shared that the city of Sausalito has tried to help.
The city tried to put 2 pumps recently after the big floods, apparently to prevent what's happened today, but I don't think it's going to work.
And despite floodwaters surrounding the restaurant this morning, Regina and her husband kept their doors open today.
I have loyal customers. I'm very blessed. And they get in here somehow.
They'll keep operating in this new norm because they have to. Bending to the will of each high tide is not ideal, but it's better than closing up shop.
We also saw flooding in Sonoma County. This is a look at the intersection of Highway 12 and Highway 121. Caltrans has closed large stretches of both highways. They're not expected to reopen until Wednesday morning. In Santa Cruz County, 2 rafters were rescued on the San Lorenzo River today. A man and a woman were stranded on a remote bank after an accident on the water in Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. Felton firefighters hiked through terrain to reach them. After finding them across the river, California State Park sent rescue swimmers to get them. The woman in her 50s was treated for an injury. The Sierra is getting several feet of snow because of the storm this week. Our sister station sent us this video of snow on Interstate 80. You could see parked cars practically blanketed in it. And there's some dangerous conditions right now for holiday travelers. We will have a report on that coming up in about 10 minutes' time. Stay with us for continuing coverage of the storms and the impacts all throughout the week. Be sure to check the free CBS News app or go to our website, KPIX.com. Still ahead here at 6, a San Jose Nursing Center has come up with an innovative way to address a caregiver shortage.
Which U.S. state is known as the Sunshine State?
We will introduce you to this little guy who's tasked with keeping the elderly company. A very interesting looking robot roams the halls of a nursing home in San Jose. Our Itai Hod introduces us to the little helper who's brightening the days of senior citizens amid a caregiver shortage.
The people in this room have seen many advancements in technology. Television, the internet, Neil Armstrong walking on the moon. But now, a different kind of giant leap for mankind. Meet Miroki. He plays music.
Should I practice my autograph?
Knows how to work a room.
Which U.S. state is known as the Sunshine State?
Florida. And happens to be very good at trivia games.
Wow! Wow!
The folks here at Live Oak Adult Daycare Center in San Jose are living with mild to moderate dementia.
I love it.
And Miroki has a way of bringing the room to life.
It has brought a lot of joy.
Izumi Yasukawa is Live Oak's Chief Happiness Officer. Yes, that's actually her title. She says the robots keep people company, freeing staff to focus on care.
10,000 people are turning 65 every day, and we don't have enough caregivers.
Once the stuff of science fiction, high-tech helpers like Miroki are showing up in nursing homes across the country, with a global market for elder care assistive robots expected to soar from $3.4 billion in 2025 to nearly $10 billion by 2033. These devices don't come cheap. Miroki, by French company Enchanted Tools, can cost up to $80,000. But judging by the reaction of 94-year-old Beryl Greensmith, Miroki has left quite the impression.
It was a highlight of my life.
And as if that weren't enough, he's got one more trick up his sleeve, a built-in sense of humor.
What do robots eat for a snack? Computer chips.
Which apparently runs on dad jokes.
The company behind it says the testing has moved beyond elder care, including the use of robots in hospital settings to help kids during cancer treatment. Coming up, this storm is dumping feet of snow in the Sierra this week with potential whiteout conditions. We will get a report on the drive to Tahoe.
Conditions around the Bay Area trying to dry out a little bit, but another band of rain is making its way towards San Francisco. On First Alert Doppler, we're going to add a little bit of snow to the peaks around the Bay Area as well. Details coming up in First Alert Weather.
Well, the timing of the storm certainly is interesting because heavy snow is causing a traffic mess for the holiday weekend travel in the Sierra. Both Highway 50 and I-80 were closed at times this afternoon. You can see traffic at a standstill on the left and on the right, cars getting checked on Highway 50 for chains. Both 80 and 50 are back open now. Connor McGill is along I-80 in Placer County with a look at how things are looking out there.
Well, the snow continuing to fall here in the Sierra. We're currently just off I-80 at Drum Fort Bay Road where chain controls currently in effect. You can see the snow-covered sign here. It reads that you got to have chains unless you are a four-wheel drive vehicle with snow tires. Throughout the day, we've seen traffic fairly snow, as you can tell by the roads, covered, blanketed by snow. This is, of course, the big impacts we are seeing up in the area we're in now. As we see the system continue to move on through the night, we're going to see snow levels drop to 2,500 feet, and by late tonight, 1,000 feet. We're going to continue tracking these conditions for you right here on CBS News.
And taking a look at Contra Costa County, the roads were slick in Moraga earlier. A couple of cars on the road were taking it slow, probably a good idea. And despite the rain coming down in Berkeley, we saw quite a few people still out and about. A lot of them were prepared with umbrellas, probably listening to Paul, or wearing hoods at the very least to stay dry. So obviously the good thing is we knew this was coming. A lot of us were able to prepare for it.
Yep.
And we do need the rain, so this
is
good.
Still running a deficit, but need to prepare for more wet weather tomorrow, and that includes those guys on the wall next to us, our adoptable dogs of the day, a bonded pair named Harley and Bear. At least they have each other to keep company when they're inside tomorrow. I don't think outside time is going to be something to take advantage a whole lot of, but I'll put up a link to their adoptable information right after this weathercast. Let's talk about the latest round of wet weather. We're tracking the amount of moisture in the atmosphere, and this plume of moisture is either a very low end atmospheric river or it falls just a little bit below that threshold, depending on which set of data you agree with. Either way, it's been a wet start to the week, a wet holiday, and there's another ripple in the atmosphere diving down the west coast. That is going to be sending another wave of rain into the Bay Area late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. So let's switch over to the local map here and take a look first at First Alert Doppler, where the rain is at the moment. We're tracking scattered showers with a band of steadier rain making its way through Sonoma and Marin counties. This is going to be moving down towards San Francisco within about the next hour to 90 minutes or so. Let's switch over to the future radar. We'll take you through 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, and we are going to be seeing the intermittent showers giving way to steadier and heavier rain as we head through late tonight into early tomorrow morning. Try to hit the button again, see if it wants to go forward for us. It does not want to go forward for us. Oh, it's always fun when the computers have a mind of their own. Let's try the animation tomorrow morning from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. That also is not going to work. Okay, so we're just going to skip past all of that. Maybe we can get the snow contour to work. Futurecast snowfall. Oh, also not going to work. So we have all sorts of issues here. Let's see if we turn it off and turn it back on again. Maybe that'll work. Okay, we are completely stuck. So we'll have to reboot a bunch of stuff. Fortunately, we have some things in the pop-up map because it's always good to have a backup. How much rain are we talking about tonight into tomorrow? The heaviest rain is likely going to fall the first half of the day tomorrow, but there are going to be some lingering off and on showers as we head through the rest of the day into tomorrow night and even into Wednesday, adding up the additional rain anywhere from a little over a half inch on the low end of the scale to close to 2 inches of rain. Additionally, in the Santa Cruz Mountains around Ben Lomond, where you've already picked up close to 4 inches of total rainfall. This is going to be enough for localized flooding to be a concern. And then another wave of heavier rain is going to be moving our way on Thursday with some gusty winds. The strongest winds tomorrow are going to accompany those heaviest downpours for the morning commute. Widespread gusts in the 20 to 30 mile an hour range with some gusts 30 to 40 miles an hour, but those should be relatively few and far between. And then the winds back down to more tolerable but still noticeable levels as we head through the rest of tomorrow and into tomorrow night. I think that Thursday system is going to be associated with a bit more wind energy when some more gusts could get over 40 miles an hour, and that brings in the possibility of at least some sporadic power outages. So rain chances over the next 7 days. Good chance tomorrow, another good chance late Wednesday night into Thursday, and then it's not a 0% chance of rain Friday into Saturday, but it's the lowest it's going to get, running in the 25 to 30% range Friday and during the daylight hours on Saturday, and then still more rain is going to be heading our way Saturday night into Sunday and Monday of next week. And of course, in the higher elevations, this is going to be falling as snow just over the next 24 hours. They're going to pick up another 2 to 3 feet of snow on top of what has already accumulated. So you see why travel is going to be such a problem on both US 50 and I-80. More snow on top of that from Tuesday into Wednesday. More snow on top of that Thursday into Thursday night. We're talking about 4 to 6 plus feet of snow adding up through the end of the work week. And then that burst of rain that heads our way early next week is going to add up as more snow. In fact, the computer models are running out of colors to associate with these numbers that are approaching 7.5 feet of total snowfall by the time we get into early next week. So let's see if we can get the 7-day forecast to pop up. Oh, hey, that part works. Okay, here we go. A bunch of alert days to show you tomorrow, and then again on Thursday, and then Sunday and Monday. Those are the days when we're getting the heaviest rain and the strongest winds, but every day in the 7-day forecast, the lowest rain chance we have is going to be Friday and Saturday when we have showers possible and then late showers in the forecast. So tough to get anything done outside, including trying to sneak out for a dog walk or anything like that. We'll keep you ahead of it as best we can as we go through the next several active days.
Do you know I was getting ready to jump on this set?
I saw you lurking.
I was going to, and then I was going to be like, I'll be the rain and then do the worm across the floor. Also, IT people everywhere are just saying, reset it, reset it, reset it. And we're like, we've done that 4 times.
Yeah.
Let's just clear
Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in again?
Yes, we'll try that with you later as well. All right, and with more rain on the way, people are clearing their yards of possible danger. We did see a tree service company getting trees and branches out from a home in Concord. One crew member recommends getting branches cleared if you see they are breaking off.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to wait. The longer you wait, just the more the danger multiplies. A lot of the times is the tip will be down and it'll go like this and just totally, sometimes they even slingshot. Like if it's a really springy type of wood, they'll hit the ground and they'll like boing.
Learn something new every day. They tell us this particular service was planned. When we come back, neighbors in San Francisco's Chinatown are getting ready for the Lunar New Year. We'll have a look at the celebrations to come. And here's what's coming up on the CBS Evening News.
Now you can get your KPIX news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.
All right, we're just hours away from Lunar New Year, and it was a busy shopping day in San Francisco's Chinatown despite the gloomy weather. We saw people crowded into grocery and seafood stores to get their last-minute supplies. We will be entering the year of the fire horse. Here's a look at some of the events to ring in the new year. The San Francisco Chinese Chamber of Commerce will hold an opening ceremony tomorrow. On March 1st, they are hosting a Chinese New Year run, and on the 6th, the Miss Chinatown pageant. All of this is ahead of the Chinese New Year parade on March 7th, starting in Union Square. The CBS Evening News is next on KPIX. Local news continues on our streaming service, CBS News Bay Area. We're back here in 30 minutes with CBS News Bay Area at 7.